Hello and welcome to Shredder Zoo. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Shredder, this is my zoo, and today, what are we going to do? I don't know, we might build another enclosure. What's that? What am I wearing on my shoulders? That is right, we have otters now. We have the otters with a new update in the game, and I've gotten myself a whole bunch of otters, and I've come over to the lake here, and this kind of area here was technically part of the baryonyx enclosure, but I think they've got a plenty big enough enclosure over there. There's only 3 of them, and they're all kind of sort of huddled up in that corner there. They don't need a huge area like that. They certainly don't need this extra little area. So otters is going to be the perfect thing to put in this little place here. So yeah, we can we'll put that one down with the rest of them now. There we go, so we have a whole bunch of otters. So yeah, we're going to be building the otter enclosure over here. We've got a little bit of naming to do. There's a couple of dinos that we need named. As a reminder, if you want a creature named after you that's here in the zoo, please put it down in the comment section. So I will try, I think I actually forgot to do it last week, but I will try and put a list of dinos that need names in the description of this video. So just check that one before you ask, just in case I don't actually have one available. But now obviously we have 1, 2, 3, 4, we've got 5 otters now. So there's a whole bunch more that we need. So I think what I'll do is we'll just run over, we'll get the dinos named, and then we'll get cracking on the building of this otter enclosure. So the obvious place to start would be here at the Therizino enclosure that we did last week. We have 2 Therizinosaurus, and we have the first one here is Janny. This one is named after BU4U Gaming, who left some very kind comments in the comment section and asked for a Therizino to be named after her. So that is for you. Actually, I think you're her. You could be him. I don't entirely know. It's difficult to tell sometimes on the internet. We have Bradley as well. That one was from Dino Brad Games asked for that one. So that's the 2 Therizinos. If you did ask for them, because I know there were a few other people who wanted them named after you, I'm very sorry, I only had 2. So just keep asking, and eventually you'll get names if you didn't get these ones last time out. I know a couple of people suggested I call it Shredder after myself, and I was tempted to call one after myself, but this is Shredder Zoo. The whole place is named after me. I don't really think I need the dino named after me as well, although that would be quite fitting. Anyway, we've got another couple. We've got oh yeah, let's quickly go back over to somewhere that we don't go too often. And you can see now I have so much here at the zoo, it is taking a little while to load in. Sometimes we do get these lag spikes. There we go. And, right, we'll go back over this way to the zoo entrance, because there is something over here which has been here quite a long time, and I've never done anything with it yet. We're still looking to... Oh, wow. There it is. It's loading in. God, it's actually taking quite a long time to load in these days. Yeah, we have a Thorny Dragon here. Now, this is a fantasy creature, but it is very similar to... a real-life sort of thing, a thorny lizard. And I've called this one Neo Flames. This was Neo Flames wanted a creature named after them, and we eventually found one. They kept asking for ones that I'd already had named, but eventually we found one that needed a name. That's the Thorny Dragon. Now, I have said before that I'm not doing fantasy creatures in this zoo, because the zoo is all about the real creatures and about the educational aspect of these real creatures. Now, the Thorny Dragon is a fantasy creature, but as I say, it is very closely based on, I forget exactly what it's called, a thorny lizard or something. So that's why I thought Thorny Dragon would be an acceptable addition to the zoo, but that's what we're doing for that one. And I think we've got one more name left to do, so we'll just quickly fly over. It's not too far. Over at the small animal house. Now, I was planning on continuing this episode by getting this fixed up. We've got spaces for another 2 or 3 enclosures. What we've got left in here, 4 more actually. We've got the Ichthyornis, Thesperornis, the Vulture, and the Troodon that still need enclosures built over in this building here. But because the otter came out, we thought, oh, I've got to do the otters this week. So anyway, we have our last comp. I think that's all the compies' names now. The last one, which I've named Princess, and that one was for Jurassic World after their puppy. Called Princess. So that's the last compy to be named. So there we go, that's all the naming for this week. So yeah, if you want something named after you, stick down in the comments, check the description if I remember to put it in there, of what dinos we have available, and we'll get that done. So again, oh, another lag spike. Right, well, I'm going to get back over to the otter enclosure and we're going to start building. Okay, so the plan is Now, there might not be a huge amount to do this one because obviously the enclosure is mostly built. The fences do go all the way around already. Now, it might be a good idea for me to raise the fences a little bit on this side, especially because they might swim over the top there. So that's probably something that definitely needs doing. But I thought what we'd do, because this is open, we don't want the otters going into the baryonyx enclosure. That could be a disaster. I thought what I'd do is try and close this area off with some rocks. So I've got some rocks here. Now I'm not too sure whether this is going to work, but let's try putting out of placement range, placing rocks in between. I think that's what I might try and do between all of these ones, is to fill up this the gaps in between the pillars with the rocks. Try that. They kind of merge into each other. I think that would look quite good. And obviously maybe try and do something a little bit higher as well, so that they could probably easily climb over those rocks. So that's probably not the best thing. So this building underwater is definitely a lot harder than building on land. I'm a little bit concerned about what happens when we start the next series, because once the zoo is finished, people have been asking me this. Once the zoo is completely finished, so every land animal in the Ark has their own enclosure, then I will be starting a brand new series, which will be underwater. So it'll be like an aquarium, SeaWorld type thing. So that's the plan. So yeah, I'm not too sure about how the buildings are going to go with that one, but that's definitely what we're going to be doing afterwards. Let's stick another one over here as well. I think that will probably work quite well. Like that. Perfect. Okay, yeah, so I'll definitely need to kind of put in a few more fences. There's definitely a big old gap over here. Let's try a different rock for this point here. Maybe we can put it in like that. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, so that is kind of blocked off. There's a few gaps I need to fill, and I need to think about, because, I mean, they're going to be able to get over there quite easily. So yeah, we definitely need to fill that in. Let's try filling out these spaces in between here. We'll try and get a few extra rocks here. What do we think? Put another one maybe there. If I crouch down, because I can't get through them, keep banging my head. Maybe we'll stick another one like that. Yeah, looks pretty good. I like that. Go around, maybe stick another one. Oh, where's that going? I bet that's going above me as well, isn't it? I'm kind of stuck here. Let's try and get around the other side. Where do you want it? There. Perfect. Oh, that's pretty good. I like that. Yeah, so that looks pretty good. Kind of blocking off there. We still need to think about raising it. I don't know if we can actually stack them on top of each other. I don't think you can do that, which is a real shame, actually. What about my jaw? It might have some larger rocks. Let's try and stick in. We'll stick that one there like that. That's fine. So what about we've got these. Oh, that's a tiny rock. That's not going to do anything. That's a small one. We've got these big old scorched earth rocks, which I don't think will be any good because they're going to go right up into there as well. What about this one? That does look like it's higher. Now I wonder if you can actually... Oh, hang on, what's going on here? Now, is that going to look weird, being a scorched earth rock? I don't know, I might have to have a bit of a play around with this. Okay, so I decided I didn't like that, the scorched earth rock. I didn't like the look. I've had another idea of how I can actually do this, and that's by using these glass walls. Now, if I drop these all the way down... Oops, that's the wrong button. If I drop these all the way along here... Now, you may think this is going to look a little bit weird, but I will show you something in a moment. It's now started to rain, but that's fine because we're already wet. Oh, I don't want that there. Trying to stay above the waterline here is quite tricky to build this stuff in the water. I was kind of hoping. Do you see the announcement for the new DLC that's coming out in October? The Aberration. That's looking absolutely fantastic. See, we were speculating beforehand of what it would be. We were thinking it was like an underwater thing. So I was like thinking, oh, maybe they're going to implement a different way of kind of swimming or something like that. To be able to make things a lot better for moving about under the water and that sort of thing. But no, it's not underwater, it's going to be a cave type thing. So but I'm really looking forward to that, and you can believe that once that comes out in October, whenever it's going to be, I'm going to be all over that. We're going to be doing a new series on that one. Now, of course, when that comes out, I'm thinking, I might as well talk to you about this now while we're doing this. I'm thinking that things are going to have to change in the channel a little bit, because at the moment we have the Zoo series, I've got Ragnarok, and I've got Getting Involved Series 4. Now, that's 3 arc series I've got going, and going up pretty intense on those. I don't think I'm going to be able to sustain 4 series on this channel. In fact, I know for certain there's no way I can do it. So what we're going to have to do, something is going to have to be made a cut somewhere. I'm going to have to stop doing one of those series. Now, am I going to stop doing the Zoo? No way. There's no way I'm doing that one. And if you've been watching my other series as well as this as the Zoo series, the Ragnarok and Series 4, you'll probably know that I have I've said many times that the Ragnarok is my favourite series. I absolutely love playing Ragnarok, so that is not going to be going anywhere. So if anything, we're going to be probably getting rid of the Series 4. Not necessarily getting rid of it, but I can't get it now that that's there. Can we get in the corner at all? That's annoying. I'll come back to that one. Yes, I'm basically just getting rid of the sides to make this invisible, so it's an invisible glass wall, so the otters can't get through, and it doesn't look ugly. Anyway, so Series 4, I'll probably at least put it on hold and make it back to it. I'm still going to do it. We've got another month until it comes out, so we haven't got to worry about it at the moment. But yeah, that's probably what's going to happen. Is once the new DLC comes out, we're going to be probably putting Series 4 on hold and carrying on with the new DLC. We'll be doing Ragnarok and we'll be doing the Zoo series. But yeah, there we go. So now that is perfectly so there's no way they're going to be able to get through. I can probably tell you what, I might cover that up with some plants. Yeah, I have to get myself some plants. That's a palm. We don't put the palm under the water. Yeah, okay, so I think that's that bit sorted. I like that. I might even be tempted to do that all the way across. That could be something for the future. Right, so let me grab some plants and we'll start decorating the rest of this. Okay, actually, you know what? Before we do the plants, we've still got more rocks to do. So I've got a whole bunch of these rock clusters which I've put under the water on a lot of other places. We'll probably get a load of corals in here like we've done on the other ones. Just a few of these rocks around makes all the difference, really. They can't go on anything too sloping. Actually, they look like they've made it slope. They used to be completely flat, so that if you put it on a slope, then they would kind of be off, floating out to the side. So that actually looks like they've improved that quite significantly. That's pretty good. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, so yes, we'll actually stick a whole bunch of them around. Why not? That's going to make it look pretty good, I think. Yeah, so a little bit floating there, but that's not too bad at all. Okay, so what I was thinking of doing is maybe having a little kind of shelter for these guys. Maybe I'll probably do it over here. Now I'm thinking, I don't know, I've seen this work before. We have like one of those. Now I'm thinking I might need to actually put pillars in. I'm sure I saw, I think Tag did this in his zoo that he's doing, which, I inspired him to do, by the way. So we do that one, and then we have like this one, which we need to put on top. So yeah, I think we put pillars down so that it actually snaps to the pillars. So I might just have a go, see if I can get that working. Okay, here we go. So this is a bit of a start. So I've put in a couple of pillars. Now these pillars actually kind of snapped in place against the foundations or the fences or something. A little bit uneven. So I've put in 2 rocks. These rocks snap to the top of the pillars like that. And then I've got these tall ones. Number 4. Is that the right one? Yes, that is the right one. So I'm thinking now these should be able to go cover. Oh. Right. Well, that could be okay. We'll come back to that one. I'll try and get this down at the bottom like... Okay, interesting. They say they don't want to snap at the bottom, but that's okay because we can get... not that one, maybe this one. That's not really working, is it? What about What about that one at the bottom? Oh, yeah. That looks good, that looks good. Okay. So we'll try that one again. That was number 6, I think that was. I'll stick that there. That kind of works. Maybe, I don't know. Let's try getting number 4. We don't really need the pillars there now for this one. Oh, no. Let's try again. It doesn't want to snap or doesn't want to place. There we go. Alright, one, so that's a little bit of a cave. I don't know, do the otters really need this? It's something different, isn't it? I was maybe a little bit bigger than I was thinking, but maybe what I was thinking was actually putting in... Can we get some more of these? Maybe just try and get a whole bunch like this, so it's kind of covering up the... there we go, that's kind of a rock wall at the back. We'll try... I've got a few more. I've got a couple more I can place, like this, and like that. Okay, and then we can bring these rocks out forward a little bit, just kind of gives them somewhere to shelter in, I guess. How does that affect the view from up here? Obviously you're not going to be able to see the otters. No, I think that'd be fine. I would like to kind of cover up these kind of gaps here, which I think what I'll try and do is I'll have a bit of a play about, try and get this looking a little bit nicer, and then bring you guys back once that's done. Okay, change of plans. So what I've done is I've built a kind of, this is going to be their shelter. Okay, now I've built it out of stone walls, still got the pillars there. Now the idea is I just cover up as much of these stone walls with the rocks as possible. Okay, so we're going to start off with these, and we're going to place them covering the pillars. Okay, we'll place, yeah, so up high is fine. That's not covering that much of the pillar, is it? Okay, we'll try again with this one, and that's going up like that. Okay, that's fine. And then what we do, we'll try placing the large ones on top. So that's going to come around like this, so I can have to get in quite close, like that. There we go. That's about as far along as I can get. Okay, so that sticks out over that way. We're going to stick another one on. We'll stick it round the opposite way. That's how we had it before. So we'll do this. Need to hit the top of the pillar and get it in the right place, like that. Go on, place. There we go. It placed. Okay, so that's the top there, and then I just need to go around and cover up as much of the wall as I can. So basically that's pretty good because it covers up those little gaps that we had, and will give them that kind of privacy, that little shelter, and that's fine. So that's what we're going to do. So basically I'm going to go around here, cover this up with as much of the rocks as possible, and I'll show you that once it's done. Alright, there we go. I'm pretty happy with that, how that's turned out actually. I put in another set of pillars at the front, and I put on 2 more of the sort of roof stones to kind of bring that roof out a little bit further. And so we've got these rocks coming in this way. We've got a few extra rocks in there. Most of the walls there is covered up with those kind of pillar rocks like that, and a few little rocks around the outside as well. So I think that actually looks pretty nice. I'm pretty happy with how that's turned out. Any little gaps I can't fill with the rocks are got the stone walls. So it's kind of a good blend of natural and man-made kind of shelter, the kind of thing that you might expect to see at a zoo. So I'm pretty happy with how that's turned out. That's that little shelter. We'll get that looking even better once we start adding in the plants and things. But I think for now that's probably about all the rocks we need to do in here. Yeah, we definitely need to move on to the plants now. Alright, so I found that these 2 really cool trees which I think look really nice in this enclosure. There's these ones here. So I'm going to say what they are now. They are, I'll just look at the inventory, that'll be a lot easier. Young sycamore trees. And then this one I thought looks really quite nice as well. I don't want anything too big in this one. This one is my number 2 slot, which is the small sassafras. Is that how you say it? Sassafras tree. I don't know, I've never heard of that tree before. Yeah, so I think that looked really cool. So I've just kind of put a line of those trees up there. That one's over there. We'll put another one of these ones. I've got briar bush over here as well. Let's just put in another tree, if we can actually get it within like that. That looks quite nice. We don't have too many trees blocking the the view, but I think a couple would look really quite nice. What about, right, so what else have I got? Oh, some bamboo. I do like the big old bamboo things having over here at the corner. Maybe over this point like that. That's not too bad. So that's not going to destroy the view too much, but of course you do want to give them a little bit of privacy every now and again. I'll stick in another one a little bit further along like this. Maybe just sort of line this one. So you've got the next one. We've got the Sarcos. So I don't know, the Otters might be a little bit scared of Sarcos. No, I would be if I was an Otter, but there we go. So that's, I think that looks pretty nice like that. Now ferns. I do like my ferns. They really just do kind of add to the place. They just add a lot of foliage. Not that one. We want this one. So like this. Oh, I am ghosting at the moment as well. What about these bigger ones? Let's try and stick those out. Maybe like this. There we go. We want a few more ferns. We'll stick some ferns into... I'll actually tell you what, let's stick another bush over here, and then we'll stick in some of these other ferns like this over in these rocks. Quite nice. Yeah, that looks good. Looks good. So those trees, I don't know... Not really one for in the water, but how would they look if I was to just kind of put them over here? That doesn't look too bad at all. Now, I'm sure that if this was real, these trees would probably die from being waterlogged if they were actually in this much water. But for our purposes of just making it look nice, I think we can kind of get away with it. I think that looks really nice within those rocks. Definitely looks nice. So inside here, I reckon we'll put in just a couple of little ferns like there. Maybe one of those bigger ones. Maybe we can sort of get away with maybe placing it sort of over here like that. Give them something to kind of hide in inside. That looks good. What else we've got? Lily pads. You know, if you've seen any of my lake ones before, you'll know I love my lily pads in the water. So we'll stick in a whole bunch of pads. Most big old lily pad. What would you call them? Area like this. Looks really nice in the kind of shallows. We'll stick a load over by there. We might as well put a load in here actually. That's a little bit high actually, a little bit closer to the water. There we go. And then maybe just kind of around here a little bit. You must be careful not to touch that water while I'm in ghost mode, because that could be a disaster. There we go. Oh, that looks amazing. I like that a lot. Okay, so what else have we got? Right, I'm going to try and get out of ghost mode. Now this is kind of... I think if I walk... It works. Good. Okay, if I just put in the walk, that gets rid of the ghost. I've done it before where it's kind of... it's made you walk, but then it's still been in ghost mode, and then you kind of just fall through the floor, and it's a disaster. So what we've got on here, we've got these kind of these bushes. These are kind of, they look like underwater ones to me. They kind of wave in the water. Now that's definitely something that needs to go under the water in the number 9 slot. So we'll stick a bunch of those around, because under the water here we're quite barren. There's absolutely nothing other than those rocks that I've already put in. So we'll stick a whole load of these around, and then we'll get some corals, and that's probably about all we need to do. What I might do is I'll stick a whole load around by here as well, put them in kind of a bunch. I need to get some more. So yeah, I think I'll spread a few more of these around, and then we'll start getting some corals done. Then I think we're almost done. Alright guys, let me show you what I've done. So basically I've put in a load of these corals, a whole load more of these miro bushes, and I think it's pretty much these tall corals. We've got the large coral reef, the rock with all the corals on, and it looks pretty awesome. I'm really happy how this one's turned out. We've definitely got some more work to do on the other ones down here by the lake. It's kind of something I keep putting off. But we definitely need to decorate some of the older lake ones that I started building before I had the ecos mods that I'm using to do this one here. But this looks really nice with the ferns in, the lily pads. And I think the otters are going to be super happy here. Let's jump up on our pteranodon, have a look from the air. Just kind of have a see how that one looks. Oh yeah, that looks great. Oh yeah, I'm really happy with that one. Those rocks really kind of... It's something different. I've not used the big old rocks like that in any of these other enclosures. So yeah, really happy with how that turned out. So that's going to be all for today, I think. We've got the otters. I'm really looking forward to doing more here at the zoo. and exploring what else there is on offer here. Yeah, so please let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Give me some feedback and any suggestions for things you want to see next. I mean, I've got plans. I know kind of what I'm doing over the next few weeks, but things that you'd like to see in the future, do let me know. And if you want anything named after you, we've got these 5 brand new otters now. If you want any of those otters or any other creatures that are unnamed here at the zoo, please put down in the comments. Now, if possible, I would prefer them to be named after yourselves rather than you just suggesting what you think is a good name for something. I want it to be after you. This is supposed to commemorate the subscribers to my channel, you guys. You really do make this series enjoyable by all those fantastic comments that you have down below. So yeah, leave a like, leave a comment, let me know what you think. And if there's anything you want named, let me know and we'll see what we can do. So please come back next Saturday for more here at Shredder Zoo. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.